Live from Houston, Texas, the humidity capital of the world, it's time for Money for Lunch, where we feed your brain and your business with supersized portions of business and financial news. Now your host, Bert Martinez.
Hey guys. Hey, it's always a great time here on Money for Lunch. I'm excited to have this panel of guests today. It's going to be an absolutely exquisite show. My first guest is, excuse me, I was just, somebody just handed me something. Anyway, my first guest is Brian Grasso. Brian Grasso is former CEO of one of the largest and most internationally acclaimed organizations within the fitness and sports industry. Brian has been profiled in esteemed media centers such as Newsweek, the New York Times, ESPN, ABC News, Men's Health, WebMD, Money for Lunch. I mean, the guy is all over, recognized nationally and internationally as a fitness expert. Guys, we are going to be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be talking with musician Haiqeem right after this quick commercial break.
Welcome back to Geico Radio. It's savings on the radio.
Caller Steve, go right ahead.
Yeah, I just got a free rate quote on Geico.com. Saved a ton, and it only took me 5 minutes and 12 seconds. I was wondering, is that some sort of record?
That's a good question. Let's have a look.
Not quite. Someone's got you beat by 8 seconds.
Still, I mean, that's quite fast.
Well, what if I told you I only use one hand?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Tune in Monday through Friday here on Money for Lunch, and check out our website at moneyforlunch.com.
Hey guys, we're back. We're talking with my next guest, Haiqeem. He is a singer-songwriter, and he is out with his second album, Finally Over You. It's a 7-track album with highlights from his first single, Penance, and a theme from the upcoming sci-fi alien film, Still I Fly. Haiqeem, welcome to Money for Lunch.
Hey, how are you?
Good, man. So tell me about this album. What got you what inspired you to come out with the second album?
Well, what inspired me to come out with the second album, other than making my living, was I found out that I was making a lot of relationships that weren't lasting, and I felt like that was due to my own doing. So therefore, I found myself documenting all the bad occurrences in journals, and that took a life of its own and ended up in the song for the record.
Interesting. Kind of what Taylor Swift does with some of her relationship breakups, right?
Yeah, I think you could say that, but a lot of them weren't, how do I say this, personal relationships, more like friendships and familial relationships that just simply weren't working out, and I had to find a way how to bridge this gap within myself that was causing this to happen over and over again, such as being, I guess you could put it as socially inept.
Sure. Well, let me ask you this. How long have you been doing this?
Actually, since I was 17 years old is when I first recorded Sweeter. My parents helped negotiate me a recording contract before I actually knew anything about music. So I'm viewing this actually as my first real album. As the first one.
Gotcha. This is your first solo album, so to speak.
You could say that, as the report was completely experimental, and it didn't do what the record company was hoping for. So therefore, this is more commercial aimed.
Gotcha. Well, tell us a little bit about the theme of the record. Walk us through that.
The theme of it, Finally Over You, well, other than failed relationships, I have always been told a little bit that I was overtly self-absorbed and a little bit narcissistic. So Finally Over You, on the cover art, I put a lot of pictures for the last 5 years, a lot of self-absorbed pictures. So, like, finally, I've gotten over myself, so to speak. So it was like,
gotcha.
Full of yourself. I'm like, I'm finally over you, myself, and I'm finally over the bad relationships, and I'm finally over everything that sucks. Yes,
I love that. You know what? And I think that I think you have to have a healthy what do you call it? You have to be able to make fun of yourself. I think that's a healthy attitude. Because sometimes as artists or as personalities, we take ourselves too seriously, and that's when we get into trouble, right?
Yes, sir. Very much.
Well, let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead.
Well, also, like, a lot of the people I work with noticed, right, like, you have a lot of sarcasm in your voice. I was like, yeah, I'm for the fact of pretending that I'm an expert singer and just to add a little bit of sarcasm to it, just to get over myself. So.
I like that. Well, let me ask you this, Haiqeem, because now, did you write all the songs, or did you get help?
Well, I wrote them from the journal, so a lot of journal entries, so there's a lot in it. But there's archaic syntax and extra words added there. So, yeah, I do write my own songs.
Cool. Now, have you been writing your own music since you were, whatever, 16, 17?
Yes, sir, since I was 17 years old. They noticed right away that I had a knack for writing lyrics, so to speak, with
Gotcha.
help.
Okay, now, I also found out that you were also a novelist. Is that right?
Yep. I wrote a vampire novel along the lines of Twilight called Undead, and you under the pseudonym Adam Raves to go with Anne Rice. That way all the vampires can hang out together. Yeah.
So the novel Undead, A New Life, is that what it was called?
Yes, sir. It's about teenage boy.
Say that again. It's about what?
It's about a teenage boy in Long Beach, California, who is stalked by a vampire queen, gets turned into a vampire. That sort of thing.
Cool. And is that available on Amazon, or where is that available at?
It's available anywhere you look on the internet.
Cool. That's nice. I like the fact that that you're not only are you doing your songwriting and your music, but you're also doing the novel thing. I think that's smart because first of all, it keeps your creative juices flowing, and you're not just doing one thing. I mean, you're using the same creative juices to put out music, to put out a book, and I think that keeps you alive and more fulfilled longer, don't you think?
Yes, sir, I agree 100%. That keeps me going. Like, whenever I'm not writing songs, I'm writing characters. I'm a people pleaser also. I like to watch people. A lot of people that come in and out of my life through that revolving door, they're a victim of either being written down into a song or made into a character in one of my novels.
Excellent, man. I can't wait to read the novel where you about a talk show host.
Yes, sir. I'll make sure you get a copy first.
All right. Well, let's talk about some tour dates. Do you have some tour dates set for your new album?
Yeah, we have a 5-city tour coming up this summer: Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, Detroit, and New York. Looking forward to that. It's mostly going to be an acoustic set because that's the mood that I'm feeling right now, and so the whole screaming rock and roll bander. Gotcha.
Well, you know what? Let us know when you're going to be in L.A. and stuff like that. Do you have a date for L.A.?
I don't have it exactly, but we're going to be at the House of Blues.
Gotcha. The House of Blues, that's an excellent venue. Let us know. Make sure that your people let us know when you're going to be out there. We'll make sure to have, we'll see if we can arrange some of our cameras to be out there. And that would be a great follow-up interview to this one.
Yes, sir. I'll make sure that my people arrange something right away because we're looking forward to that. I actually did a small preview to this album, House of Blues, here in Dallas, my home city. They lapped it up right away, but that's why we chose House of Blues as our featured venues and signed off with them. No,
and I think, the House of Blues is just a great place. It's got a great, what do you call it, sound. It's just a great venue. I've said that already. It is one of my favorite places to go listen to artists because it's also not it's a little bit cozier. It's not it's not as big and as loud as a full-blown stadium, but yet it's a great place for music.
Yes, it's really interpersonal. I found that I'm able to make connections on that stage better than, like, for instance, like a Park Arena or other things that I had paid in the past, such as like Nokia Center or Verizon. Could find myself staring into the eyes of someone, delivering a lyric to them, and seeing it hit home, which most likely it did, and letting that interpret the usage.
Absolutely. No, it makes a big difference. Hey, Haiqeem, we're out of time. I want to say thank you so much for stopping by. Good luck with your new album. And once again, guys, check out his album. It's called Finally Over You. It's available where all over the internet. It's available where all music is sold, Amazon as well as iTunes. Haiqeem, thanks so much for stopping by and sharing.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Martinez.
You bet. Guys, what a great show. Great stuff, great guests. We'll see you here tomorrow on Money for Lunch.
Tune in Monday through Friday here on Money for Lunch. And check out our website at moneyforlunch.com.